Good evening Chanigbuk, this is CBC News.
The headlines for tonight. Kuvrin soldiers have taken positions outside the Kuvrin parliament. A tense standoff between soldiers loyal to the president and the coup plotters known as the Committee of Three. Further censorship on press freedom by the Committee of Three takes place, with foreign media now being outright forbidden to film.
On other news, President Nigel gives his Christmas address, addressing the sacrifices and contributions of Chanig citizens, more on that later. And people are still shopping en masse this Christmas Eve.
This is CBC Evening News with Michael Howell and Bella Montimo.
In our continuing special report, Kovra in crisis. Kovran soldiers have reportedly been seen taking positions in and outside the Kovran Parliament building. Details remain scarce and contact with our correspondent, Riz Fer, is currently spotty. Fortunately, the CBC News crew in Magrosk was able to transmit via satellite, using the embassy's satellite dish. Hello Sarah, good thing you guys there were allowed to use the satellite dish in the embassy. So, how is the current situation between soldiers on both sides?
Hello Michael. From what we can gather here, is that soldiers on both sides are at a tense standoff. However, that is all the details we have currently, as we are still forbidden to leave the embassy. All we have to go on is this footage taken by a Kovran citizen who was able to share to us the footage. As of this time Michael, most communications within Kovra are still down and most foreign journalists here are already within their respective countries' embassies.
Thank you Sarah. We will continually monitor the situation in Kovra.
As Kovra continues to grip with the coup, the Committee of Three has further clamped down on press freedom, as all state media have been forced to shut down. We have Sally Gwandon for further details and reports. Radio, TV and print publication has been absent in Kovra since yesterday. We met up with Professor Frederick Joseph, an expert in Atianian politics and relations, from the University of Chanigbuk.
The coup in Kovra right now is an inevitable consequence of their political system. Their system incentivizes cronyism. That is a recipe for disaster if you want to make a sustainable and stable country. Their press is controlled and paid for by the state, is run by the government. No word of their press is spoken unless approved by their president.
With censorship still encapsulating Kovra, citizens are still uncertain and afraid for their future and safety. With the internet and other outside communications still down, Kovran citizens are reportedly using telegraphs and even carrier pigeons. Some of the transmissions received from Kovra include messages such as, "Please send rescue." Another transmission read, "We are stuck, military is always searching houses and stealing." The Atianian Union condemns the actions of the Kovran military personnel that are stealing and doing other acts prohibited under the Geneva Convention. Communications with President Makary are still not able to get through, with many suspecting that he is held in the presidential retreat somewhere in the Kovran rural countryside. Sally Gwandon, Marlintonet City, CBC News.
With Christmas Eve approaching in a few hours, many are still out and about shopping for presents. We have Peter Henshaw for that story.
Some said they will spend their Christmas Eve at the mall. According to shopkeepers, toys and knickknacks are still selling fast.
Toys and other items are still selling. People buy them as gifts to their family, kids, and so on.
Presents are not the only thing selling fast, however. Food stalls with new spins on food such as this one are popular.
This hot dog with cheese and mayo is fantastic. For me, the holidays are about the food and family, not the presents.
We are currently live in the 3 Centuries Mall here in Marlintonet, and the place is still packed with people. Shopping or eating, everyone just having fun, but the Channig National Police has increased personnel out on patrol during these holidays for security. Furthermore, with conflicts still in North Marcania and by Smarter, the Channig military has increased its presence too, with some of them being deployed alongside with police. Michael.
Thank you, Peter, for that news.
With Christmas Eve coming in only a few hours, the President has given his remarks on this year's events.
Good evening, dear citizens. It has been another long year filled with triumph and setbacks for our nation. The start of 2023 has given us challenges, but we were able to bounce back from those. Improvements were also made to existing problems. Our troops in Bismarta and North Marcania have been helping to maintain the peace in those countries. We give our gratitude to the soldiers and their families' sacrifices in maintaining order in our region. The families who lost their loved ones serving in the military, I want to personally thank you all, and our government will make sure that their sacrifice will not be in vain and that the families are given important aid and social welfare. With inflation still somewhat rising, our administration has made sure to increase jobs for Channigs who don't have one. Our unemployment rate from late 2022 was at 7.3%, but this year's recent unemployment rate has dropped to 4.1%. Most of these new jobs are in the public sector building new highways, buildings and other infrastructure. With inflation, comes with higher prices of basic goods. But a slight remedy to every citizen's concern now is increased access to healthcare. Those who need care will get the help, even if they do not currently have the means to pay. Along with the betterment of our healthcare system, is the increase of wages for healthcare professionals. A recently bipartisan passed law, the Professional Healthcare Wages Act, is to increase the wages of doctors, nurses and other administration and supporting workers in public hospitals. Dear citizens, this year has been fraught with ups and downs. But rest assured, that our country and government will continue to serve you, keep you safe, and keep you prospering. Let us hope that in this time of jubilation, that we may find solace, happiness and courage, to face the next chapters in our lives. Once again, good evening.
That was President Nigel's Christmas speech. For more news, you can visit our website and other social media accounts for news and information. Alright, we are here to give news and information.
To amuse, and to help the nation. This is CBC Evening News. Have a wonderful evening. And from us here in CBC News, we wish you a Merry Christmas.